pink champagne, I'm totally vibing. It's true what they say, it's all about timing.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Unscripted. My name is C Chronicles. If you're joining this channel for the very first time, I post fragrance related content as well as vlogs, which is my life outside fragrance reviews. Now, if you like that style of content, please do remember to subscribe, hit the like button and the share button so that this channel can grow. If you're returning, thank you so much for the continued support. Today, I have the Gloria Vanderbilt that I have in my collection with me here for a review. And by Gloria Vanderbilt, I'm talking about these particular fragrances. I know she's got others in other bottles, but I have secured 4 so far, which is Minuit, New York. I've got the original Vanderbilt. I have got Jardin, New York, and I have in red. So I'm going to just give you my thoughts on these fragrances. But what I can tell you quickly here is, if you buy these fragrances, make sure to keep the boxes, because I was having a lot of trouble trying to figure out which one came from what box, because the actual bottles just say Gloria Vanderbilt on the cap there. They don't go on to say which is which. So of course the internet can help you, but if you're looking at collecting more and more, these are ones that I'm going to say you may have to keep in their original box. Right. So we're going to start with Minuit, New York, right? The one that comes in a red plumish color. Now these are cheapies, guys. So the reason why I added them in my collection is obviously they are affordable, and I just thought these would make great buys. I mean, especially now that we are getting to Mother's Day and stuff, because I find that the range, or at least the 4 that I have out of the 5 which come in this bottle, have kind of like a vintage kind of mature tone to them. Now, this red, slightly plummy looking fragrance, guys, is a sweet floral. It's lightly green, lightly in the sense that it's not so pushy in its greenness. Because of a warm sweetness that it has, it doesn't push it to become too green. The florals that you're going to get the most is especially that intoxicating gardenia mixing with a tuberose. The tuberose in here asserts itself. There is a lot of other florals, okay, like the peony, there's a lily, there's a jasmine, but it's mostly that gardenia and that tuberose that you're going to smell the most in here. There's going to be wafts of some violet as this fragrance dries down, so there's going to be a powdery weight in the dry down of this fragrance, and then of course a rich sandalwood. Not enough to push it to creamy, but some might say it's creamy. I don't know, but I'm not getting like a creamy sandalwood in here, right? And this fragrance, guys, has got that mature tone to it. It's a great, classic, timeless type of fragrance. A fragrance that a grown woman would appreciate than a youngster would. Not that I'm saying that this fragrance cannot be worn by a young person, but I'm just saying it just comes across or vibes as a fragrance that a mom would probably appreciate than, say, you bought a teen this fragrance. It also has that feminine tone to it, though it can slightly cross over because there is somewhat of an indolic jasmine as well here. That's a little bit, balanced there that can make it safe for both genders. But I'm going to say the DNA in here asserts mostly, or is common mostly in the fragrances that are marketed for women. So I'm going to class this one as a feminine fragrance, 70%. It has a massive projection. This is one that if you wear, you're obviously gonna have compliments there, and it's quite room filling for the first hour. Decent lasting power of about 7 to 8 hours depending on the number of sprays, and the season for this is going to be spring and summer, but it does have the potential to cross over to winter. So it is quite a great buy for the price. I think I picked this one up for about $15 if I'm not mistaken. All right, so this is our number 1, guys. Gloria Vanderbilt, Minuit, and New York. Now, the second one I'm going to spray in its original box, as well as the third and the fourth one, because like I said, mixing this, you'll see why I'm saying so. They tend, like this one that I've spoken about has the same color with this. So if you just pick them up or you line them up on your dresser there, you might end up not knowing which is which, unless of course you are so addicted to these fragrances and you know how they vibe to an extent that they won't confuse you. So number 2 is going to be Vanderbilt, okay, just named after the last name of Gloria. Okay, so we're going to spray Vanderbilt in its box. This is not making a first impressions here. It's not making a first appearance. And you can tell I have been using this fragrance. Let me just turn it around. It's not much, but for a person who has a collection like myself, you'll know that, yeah, this is quite decent usage. In this, you're going to get a sweet yellow floral. It's very prominent in that yellow floral, and that yellow floral is sitting on a woody, spicy aldehydic bed. It is those aldehydes that make this one also have that longevity. So no longevity issues when it comes to this one, but it is a fragrance, guys, that has that vintage tone because of the same aldehydes. What do I mean by aldehydes? Fragrance like Chanel No. 5 is aldehydes in it, and it is that kind of vibe in a fragrance that can give it like a classic tone, making it mature. Again, why I said these are the best to drop now before Mother's Day. For those who are looking to buy or gift their mothers fragrances that are going to, you know, take them back in time, fragrances that are going to be nostalgic there and mature toned. There is a vanilla here that's working with that same yellow floral, which is the ylang and the tuberose. So do expect a sweet roundup of this fragrance. And then there's going to be a fruity, lightly fruity weight of a pineapple that you're going to get in the mix. But I wouldn't say buy this one, guys, for the pineapple. It's mostly going to be about those yellow florals, the aldehydes, and the spicy cinnamon. And that's cinnamon you're going to feel the most. This is going to be appreciated by somebody who is definitely older. If I am to compare this one and Minui in New York, I'm going to say maybe this would be safe for somebody in their 25s, 28, 30s going onwards. But this to me comes across as a fragrance that you want to give somebody maybe even in their late 30s, 40s going on there, right? So yeah, that is what I can say about this one. Beautiful floral with a light greenness to it. There's a cinnamon spicy kick that you're going to get in this yellow and white floral, guys. Also has a great lasting power, matching this one, but possibly outperforming this one by maybe an hour or so, depending on the number of sprays. Has got a little bit of a green tone to it, so I've got to mention that. You know, that little bit of a green tone happening there. And yeah, if your nose is accustomed to classic fragrances, you're gonna like this one, or your mom is gonna like this one. So it's the second one on the lineup, guys. Vanderbilt from Gloria. Vanderbilt. Now, as I said, I'm going to tuck it right back in the box, and you'll see why in a bit, because the next one that I'm going to pick up is going to look almost identical. It might be different, but the bottle and the juice is going to look like this, right? So this is why I said when you buy these ones, or if you're buying them in numbers, just make sure that you keep the original, them in their original boxes. The good thing though about this one is at least, you know, they put that color in there where it matches. And when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, at least. But then this you'll find does not have that color. It's just white in there. So it makes it very tricky for you. It's easy for you to mistake this one with the in red, or to mistake this one with the Vanderbilt, unless of course you are, you know, you're quite certain, or you have used them for a long time enough to notice that this is a little bit greenish than it is a yellow. So Jardine New York is another one that is not making a first impressions here, because we have brought it here. Now this simply smells like spring in a bottle, right? If you love the smell of fresh flowers, very gentle, better, way better or less daring than this, although you can tell that they were cut from the same cloth. This does not have that spicy cinnamon kick there, but it does have spices. But it doesn't have the like an intense spiciness that you would get in a Vanderbilt. This one is fresh, green, lightly green actually, and it's spicy. In fact, I'm going to say this one is aromatic than it is spicy, because if I say spicy, maybe you're going to have a mental shortcut of the cinnamon spiciness in this. It doesn't have the cinnamon spiciness, but it does have like an aromatic tone to it, and then it's got a citrusy weight there that weighs in on top of those white florals. It's got an indolic jasmine, and it's got that intoxicating gardenia. But with that, you're going to get petit grain, and it's lemon verbena, if I'm not mistaken, that leaf. So it's going to have like a green, citrusy, orangey finish to it. Definitely going to remind you of spring, this fragrance. Dries down fresh, green, and summer. It's because of how lightweight it is. You can wear it all year round. If you're just one of those people that like your fragrances to be be, in the background, like rounding you up in a fresh scent. This is going to be definitely one that I would recommend. Moderate sillage because of the DNA in itself, feminine toned as well, going to share that classic tone as well, and unfortunately will not have the same lasting power as the other two because the scent profile in itself is meant to be fresh and clean and a little bit green there. But it's one I thought to recommend, guys, depending on the type of person you would like, or depending on the taste of the person you'd like to give. This one is also safe for youngsters, if you will, in as much as it has that classic tone. It has that ability to be, tolerable by youngsters, especially those who like green toned fragrances, floral fragrances, if you will. So this is Gloria Vanderbilt, Jardin au New York, and it's the third one on the lineup. It's 5 in this range, but I couldn't find the other one. I think the other one is called Vanderbilt Girl or something. I'm gonna put it on the screen, but I don't have that one. Tried looking for it. I couldn't get that one though, so I thought, okay, I've got 4, I think I have enough. This is the one I was on the hunt for in red, because this is popular for a reason. Even the price point as compared to the other two, this one is a bit on the pricey side. I got this one for about $25, right? And I got the other ones for about $15 or so. So I'm not sure whether this is a new release or it's something that's been there than the rest of them or what, but there is a reason why this one is slightly more expensive than that, even on the international websites, because I did check for it on other websites like eBay, and I found that this one was priced higher than the other one. Okay, so than the other ones. Okay, so this one is in red and it's also from Gloria Vanderbilt. Okay, but I'm gonna say outright, this is the most enjoyable of them all, most crowd pleasing of them all. This one does not have that vintage tone. This one is safe for everybody to use. In fact, the first thing that comes to mind after spraying this fragrance, guys, is Angel Nova. If you like Angel Nova, you're gonna love this fragrance. It kind of feels like it's duping that fragrance, or it's in the same vein. The difference being that this one is less sweeter, right? So but it has the pink pepper there that is giving off wafts of a rose, like a rosy pink pepper, but it also has the note of rose listed separately. So there's a rose anchored by a rosy pink pepper, and that same pink pepper is also going to give like a spicy tone to this fragrance. There's also an underlying woodiness to this fragrance, a sweetness to this fragrance, I think coming from the vanilla. There is also going to be a fruitiness as well in this fragrance, bouncing off, in this fragrance, and then a faint herbaceous feel in this fragrance as well. So it's definitely your beautiful fruity floral here. This one has no age limit, guys. I'm not sure about the bottle though when it comes to gifting this one to youngsters. Maybe they may not like the bottle because the bottle could have been smaller, if you ask me. It's like a flat, very huge round bottle. But apart from that, this is safe to gift even a youngster going up to whatever age. There is no age limit to this. If you love Angel Nova and you think Angel Nova is too sweet, get your hands on this one. Definitely not going to disappoint, and the lasting power on this one is on steroids, right? Because it's got that sticky sweet feel. It tends to last up to 8 hours. That is the last one, guys. And season, this one can cross over to all seasons and can potentially be worn even in the cold weather because it does have that stickiness there that gives it a longevity. So that's the last one, guys. Gloria Vanderbilt in red as a recommendation for Mother's Day, and to gift any lady there if you're looking to purchase fragrances that are on the affordable side. All these fragrances cost me less than $100. The 4 of them, okay, the 4 of them cost me less than $100. So these are fragrances I would certainly recommend. This one in a nutshell, I'm gonna say Gloria Vanderbilt kind of feels like that vintage tone Chanel No. 5. Somebody who loves Shalimar, somebody who loves Chanel No. 5 is gonna appreciate this one. This one is like just your beautiful green toned fragrance, a beautiful floral there that is also classic in nature. So this is also safe to gift anybody who loves even the Chanel No. 5 toned type of fragrances. This one, simply put, can be gifted to anyone really who loves green toned fragrances, because it is just a beautiful bouquet of flowers, if you will, like just walking in a floral garden. So this you can gift a mature person or even a young person, but if it's a young person, make sure they appreciate flowers, like lightly toned, lightly green flowers. And then this one is a crowd pleasing one that seems to be saying like me across all ages, right? The in red, and like I said, to my nose comes across very, very similar to that Angel Nova. except for the fact that this one is, this particular one is not as sweet as Angel Nova. C Chronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have been talking, guys, about the Gloria Vanderbilts. Okay, let me just make sure I have a thumbnail right. So we have been talking, guys, about these 3 fragrances from Gloria Vanderbilt, right? And I do hope you did find this video helpful. Let me know in the comments section what you are planning to purchase for Mother's Day. If you are planning to purchase a fragrance, I would love to know. Also, turn on post notifications on this channel as well as my other channel. That way you get to be notified, guys, anytime I upload a video. Like and share and do all the nice stuff like commenting and all. It helps with the algorithm. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.